This is a review quiz for lesson 6.1 and 6.2. Pause it here. All right, here we go. Are we ready? You're watching, making sure you have this. For number one, okay, when they're this small, I may not even cross multiply, cross cancel. 3 times 2 is 6 over 20, and then I just reduce that to 3/10, right? What could you have done if you wanted to? You could have reduced this and divided that by 2, divide that by 2, making that a 2 and that a 1. But, in the end, I think it's about the same amount of work. When they're real small, it's about the same amount of work. So whatever. But it's 3/10. Number 2. What do I have to do here? Turn it into a mixed number, into an improper fraction. Very true. So it's 9/5 times 10 over 1. Can I reduce anything?
Yes.
Divide by 5, divide by 5. This is now a 1. That's a 2. 9 times 2 is 18 over 1, which is just 18. Right? Okay. If you'd wanted to, you could have just multiplied 9 times 10 is 90 divided by 5, but then 90 divided by 5 is not like super easy. This last one, it's 9/5 again times what? 15/7. What do I do here? Divide by 5, divide by 5. That's a 3. That's not a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. Anything else be reduced? 9 times 3 is 27 over 7. Am I done? No. 27 divided by 7. 7 goes into 27 3 times with a remainder of 6. What does that mean? 3 and 6/7. 3 6/7 is the answer. All right, lesson 6.3. Again, very much review. We're now dividing fractions. Here's the deal. You want to know something? I consider the title of this section, 6.3, to be an oxymoron. What's an oxymoron? Nope. What's the word oxymoron mean? It would be like saying, have you ever heard of somebody saying that they have dry wine? This champagne is a dry champagne. Isn't champagne liquid?
Yeah.
How can it be dry? Right? Or what about if somebody says that I don't know, something that two opposite things that don't really go together at all, that don't make sense, like a fat skinny cow or something, like that's a fat skinny cow. And those are opposites, right? When do you ever divide fractions? Oh wait, you never do. Right? The title of this is dividing fractions. If I have 1/2 divided by 1/3, how do I divide those? You don't divide them. What do? You multiply by what's the word? It's by this reciprocal. You would actually go 1/2 times, and then you flip these two things, 3 over 1. So, here's the deal. Over the next few years, you're going to hear me say this a lot. I'm going to say, okay, so how do you divide those fractions? And your answer is, you don't. You don't. You don't divide fractions. You multiply by its reciprocal. Does that make sense? Now, they may have a question like this, where it's 1/2 divided by 1/3, but you don't actually divide anything. You multiply by its reciprocal. So, let's take that again. 1/2 divided by 1/3. This is what you do. The first number stays the same, 1/2. You now multiply by the reciprocal. Everybody say the word reciprocal. Reciprocal, you multiply. That is simply the number flipped over, right? The numerator becomes the denominator. The denominator becomes the numerator, right? So it's 3 over 1. And now when you multiply, you just multiply straight across, right? 3 over 2. Am I done? No, 3 over 2 is 1.5. Does that make sense? It's really that simple. We could be done right here, right now. We could. Here's the deal. Yeah, right. Let's, you guys try a couple. Well, let me give you one more type of question that you could get. What about this? What do I do here? Nothing changes. How do I divide that fraction? You don't. It's 8 times the reciprocal, 2 over 1, which is 8 over 1 times 2 over 1, which is 16 over 1, which is just 16. Right? Okay. What about this? What do I do here? Do I actually divide that? No. What do I do? What do I do? 1/3 times, instead of 6 over 1, I flip it and it's now 1/6. Make sense? You have a question, Donovan?
Yeah, so if you're going to divide it, why did it say divide?
Because I don't know. Anyway. Any questions about this? Let's take a quiz then. Let's see if you can do it. I'm going to give you some questions right from the homework. Oh, this will be good. I want you to simply, for this one, okay, here. This is what we're going to do. No quiz yet. What is the reciprocal of 4/5? What's the reciprocal of 4/5? 5/4. Okay. What is the reciprocal of 3? 1/3. What is the reciprocal of 1/8? It's 8. Right? Just 8. Do we all understand that? Okay. Here's your quiz. Number 1. I want to know what the reciprocal is. Those are your 4 questions. I assume you're all done. Here we go. Take out a red pen. Let's correct it. You can correct your own. Number 1, the reciprocal of 1/7 would be flipped, which is 7 over 1, which is just 7. So the answer number 1 is 7. Number 2, the answer, the reciprocal of 95 is 1/95. Right? Number 3, 7 divided by 3/5. How do you divide that again? That's not the answer. The answer is you don't. You don't divide it. You multiply it by its reciprocal. 7 times 5 over 3, which is 7 over 1. Okay, can I reduce anything? You don't ever reduce. You don't you can't cross cancel until you are multiplying. You never do it while you're dividing. You do it when you're multiplying, right? That's when you're allowed to reduce. Now that I could not have reduced anything here because it's division. Now that it's multiplication, I can. Is there anything that I can reduce? No. 35 over 3, which is, looks like 11 2/3. Yes? And then the last one, 3/4 divided by 1/8. How do I divide 3/4 divided by 1/8? I don't. 3/4 times 8 over 1. Can I reduce anything? That becomes a 2. That becomes a 1. It's 6. The answer to number 4 is 6. How many of you got 4 out of 4? No? What did you get? So, you must have not multiplied by the reciprocal, right? That's important. I think you're ready. Your homework.